Hi and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about two very important libraries of Python, that is Matplotlib and Seaborn. Now these two libraries are used a lot when you're talking about data visualization. So without waiting much, let's move to code. So first of all, we want to import Matplotlib to see if it's present in our system or not. And as you know, it comes with Anaconda, so this line of code runs without any problem. The version of Matplotlib that we are going to use in this course is 3.1.1. In case your system does not have the same version, you know how to install the right version. Now, we are going to use the pyplot module of Matplotlib in order to make most of our visualizations. So you can import this pyplot module and give it the alias plt. Apart from that, we also write this line, which is %matplotlib inline. This is basically a Jupyter shortcut which helps Matplotlib to make visualizations in the notebook itself. Then we also have the same libraries NumPy and Pandas that we have seen before. So let's import all of them. So using Matplotlib, you can create basic plots like line plot, for example. Then you can also create other basic plots like, for example, bar chart. So this is a stacked bar chart. The orange portion represents the class 1 and the bluish shade represents the class 0. Now this was Matplotlib. Apart from Matplotlib, we have another library that is Seaborn. Seaborn is basically a simpler version of Matplotlib, if said in a very simplistic manner. Seaborn is actually built on top of Matplotlib. So a lot of things that you can do in Matplotlib with say 4 or 5 lines of code, you can actually do them with 1 or 2 lines of code in Seaborn. Apart from that, a lot of good code on how to make beautiful visualizations are already inbuilt in Seaborn. Let's see. So we have created some random data, and so this is the density plot of the data. This is how the distribution smoothly looks like. Let's have a histogram. So this is a histogram. Now we can combine both of these and we can have both histogram and density plot in order to give you a better idea of the data. So as you can see, Matplotlib and Seaborn are pretty similar, but Seaborn has different types of plots that you can create by just using very less lines of code. So here is another interesting default that Seaborn provides you. Let's see. So this is known as pair plot, and we have this data set where we have so many columns, and then this is the target, which is which flower type or which species does these data points belong to. If you use pair plot of Seaborn, what it does is it plots the relationship between all of the variables with every other variable in the dataset itself. So multi-dimensional relationship like sepal width with sepal length, then with sepal width, then with petal length, then petal width, so on. And as you can see, all the data points or all the distributions are color coded based on their class. So Setosa, versicolor, virginica, so they are differently color coded. So this was essentially Matplotlib and Seaborn, very useful libraries when you're working with data science in Python. Let's check out the documentations. So I'll first go to Matplotlib. So this is a documentation of Matplotlib. There are lots of tutorials, how to install and how to create interactive plots and so on. You also have API overview where you can see what are the usage patterns. You have books, links, and you can just go through these examples and documentation and just see what are the things that are available in Matplotlib and explore them more. Right? You have so many examples of visualizations that you can actually create using Matplotlib, and you have gallery. Coming to Seaborn. So this is a documentation of Seaborn. Seaborn actually lets you access different types of visualizations that it provides based on the kind of relationship you want to plot. So they are relational, categorical, distribution, regression, so on. So you can click on the API and see what are the functions available. You can also click on tutorials. So these are the functions that are available. And you can click on any one of these functions like cat plot, which is categorical plotting. You can scroll down and you will see that they have given good amount of examples, and you will be able to see really beautiful visualizations that are quite complex also, that Seaborn is able to create by just using say 3 or 4 lines of code. So this was Matplotlib and Seaborn.